basically inversion of control. So let's say in our old fashioned programming, right? So we used to declare objects in suppose you want to use some object in one method, so you declared one object and created new object there itself. So that is tight coupling, right? And in inversion of control, so we uh, we inject that specific object which is needed for that function from outside. So that is dependency injection we call it as. And yes, so control is not there in our function, but it is somewhere else. So that is inversion of control. So Spring takes care of all these things, creating objects and all. So you just have to define beans in in your application in XML configuration. So it will create objects automatically and pass it to our required, wherever required we can use that beans.
Okay. Okay, so what are the different scopes of Spring Beam?
So we have singleton, prototype, request, session,
Okay.
like that.
Okay, and have you used Spring Boot as well?
No, I have not worked on Spring Boot.
What is string pool in Java?
String constant pool, you are saying, right?
Yeah.
So basically, whenever you declare one any literal string literal, suppose string s, right? So that value will get stored in string constant pool.
Okay.
So it is basically a memory area where your all the string literals will be stored.
So, and what is uh, inst in instance level locking and what is class level locking?
Okay, so basically you are talking about synchronized blocks and methods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever we have method, synchronized method, let's say, so that locks on object, right? And if you have static synchronized method, then that will lock on class level.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So whenever we have synchronized method, right, that will and suppose one thread is executing that particular synchronized method, so it will lock on object. Okay. And whenever we have static synchronized method, then it will lock on class level.
And so what is the difference between a normal method, sorry, normal interface and a functional interface?
In functional interface, it is introduced in Java 8. So basically, we can have method implementation also in that. But in normal interface, previously we don't have option to write concrete methods. Like we can at least write static methods, right? And by function name dot static method, we can call that. So in normal interface, it is not there.
Okay. So in Java 8, there is lambda expressions, right? Lambda.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
what are those?
Uh, I have not used means in my project or but lambda expressions simplify our life. Means you don't have to write much code. Let's say you want to iterate something, or you want to write. There are means shortcuts. Means in short line you can iterate that map or array list.
Okay.
So I am not that much familiar with Java 8 features. Means I know a basic idea of that.
Okay. Okay, fine. So you don't have experience on Java 8?
No, actually, in my project, we are using Java 6 only.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so in threads there is a sleep method and there is a wait method.
Mhm.
Okay, so what is the difference between these two?
So sleep method, what will do? It will thread will be on hold, right? But it will not release monitor. Uh, but where wait method, it will also hold execution, but it will release lock. Means it will release monitor.
Okay, so uh, which one? So there is primitive data type int and there is integer as well. Okay,
Mhm.
so which one
Mhm.
will take more memory? Which
Uh,
type? Yeah.
I think integer will take more memory because that is wrapper class of integer. Uh,
Okay. Yeah. Can you tell me why string is immutable?
string because of security purpose, we can say. Uh,
Secure.
suppose you
Yeah.
suppose you have some uh,
Yeah.
which example I can tell. Suppose you have some department name or something, right? But that should not be changeable. Suppose you have something unique, right? Department name is something unique, so that should not be changeable, or anything which is not which should not be changeable. Then we that should be immutable.
Okay. And what is the difference between stack and heap memories in Java?
Stack is basically whatever method calls happens, right? Method m1 calling m2, m2 calling m3. So like that track is added in that stack, and whatever local variables are there, right? We are declaring that also gets stored in stack. And another thing is heap, you said, right?
Yeah.
So in heap, normal objects we create, right? Suppose you are creating string object with string str is equal to a new string. So those kind of objects will be stored in heap memory.
Okay. So in collection there is array list and there is linked list. So which
Mhm.
one will you prefer? And I mean, in which case you will prefer linked list, and in which case you will prefer array list?
Okay, so it depends on situation, right? So if let's say you have requirement to load that array list data one time, and just after that you just need to select that, or you just need to read that.
Yeah.
In that case, I will go with array list. But you have frequent additions and deletions, then